It's just after 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and that is WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and this is Road Trip After Hours. Teddy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm just hanging in here, my man. You know the deal.
Yeah, man. We had a great time this past weekend. Teddy and I don't get together as much as we were used to in the past because we have so much going on. But Teddy and I got to go to SICW in Fairview Heights, Illinois, just near St. Louis, and man, what a great weekend. I was concerned, Teddy, because last year we had the tornadoes, and it killed the show last year. They came back and did it this year, and man, did it go well.
Yeah, great, man. Great time. I was just happy to be, with Herb Simmons and happy to be a part of it. Did our thing with Big Nash and JBL, and that went so well till now they're going to do a return. A singles match because some kind of way Big Nasty pulled one and got out of the singles match and ended up I had to make it a 6-man tag team match. So now we'll finally get to see JBL one-on-one with Big Nasty. So there's the rematch coming.
And look here, JBL, it was 17 years since JBL has been in a wrestling match. And he actually did a wrestling match at this show. Teddy, I was impressed. I don't think John thought he was that great. I think he played it off. Like, yeah, I appreciate that. Like, we're all being nice. But honestly, after 17 years, I thought he looked pretty damn good in there.
Well, I mean, John has always been a great worker. I mean, when you can do this, you can do this. It makes no difference how long you've been away or whatever, you still got it. And John certainly, his performance Saturday night certainly proved that he still got it.
Robert Gibson was there, of course, with us this weekend. We had a great time with Robert Gibson. I want to tell you something, Teddy. I have not told you about this. On the way back, now we're coming back to Georgia, and it ends up that Robert and I are on the same flight back to Atlanta. And the night before, at some point, he gave me his room number and said, hey, make sure you call me in the morning, make sure I'm awake, and I'll do the same for you. And, I'll come by and knock on the door. Teddy, I don't remember any of that. I don't know why I don't remember that, but I'm downstairs and I'm waiting to, for the car. And all of a sudden Robert comes up and goes, where the hell were you? I've been banging on your door all morning long trying to get you. I'm like, no, man, I'm already down here. I forgot about that. But here's the fun part. We get to the airport and the girl that works the ticket counter, I'm not going to say the name of the airline because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but the girl at the ticket counter recognized Robert and said, hey, would you like a little upgrade, to a better seat? And Robert finagled a little deal. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting much closer in the front of that airplane than I was originally planned, sitting next to Robert. And we're just chatting away. And I looked over at the one seat next to me, which is next to the window. And I said, Robert, you know what's going to happen. It's the same thing that happens to me on every damn flight I ever get on. There's going to be somebody 300 or 400 pounds is going to come find their ass in that seat when it's time to fly off. doors are almost closed on the plane. We think we've got it made. All of a sudden, the last minute straggler comes on, and I see them coming down the aisle, all 350 pounds of them, and they make their way to the seat right next to me. And Robert could not quit laughing. He goes, you jinxed it. You jinxed it.
Yeah, you did. You say that. He told you
Oh,
just right. You jinxed
oh.
it in a heartbeat.
Also, he also tried to get me on a prank, but I kind of figured out where he was going with it, and he didn't get to pull that off. So, but Robert had a great time, man. It was a fun trip back. So I got to hear all kinds of wild stories from Robert on the way back. It's always fun. Teddy, you get to say more than I do. So, I know you know most of those stories. So it was a lot of fun. Look here, Kevin Nash. I just saw this yesterday. Has been speaking out against the WWE, actually TKO more than WWE. And he has stated recently that TKO was heavily influencing the WWE product, which has ruptured Triple H's image, who had garnered goodwill since taking over creative in 2022 after Vince McMahon officially retired. And on this podcast, Kevin Nash also said that if TKO pulled, quote, some kind of a power play, and the game was no longer at the helm, he wouldn't want to do anything with the company. He is currently under a Legends contract. Also on that podcast, he suggested that maybe it's time for that locker room to get unionized. Teddy, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, they've been talking about that for many years, about a union and guys coming together. So I just don't know. I'd rather not even comment on it. I'd rather just wait and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like I said, TKO, I don't know anything about him. I can see a little bit, they don't really understand, what we do, what the wrestling business is. I think they just kind of got in it hoping and praying that maybe this thing will take off and we'll make a lot of money. Well, it doesn't work like that. You have to have storylines. You have to have creative to make money. Things. You have to do all that. So I would say Hunter's got his work cut out. For him. It's a pretty rough. I would say. I don't know, but we
I
just
do. I'm
go
sorry. Go
ahead.
ahead. I was going to say, I do believe that TKO has stuck their nose in certain areas of the business. I understand they own the damn company and they can stick their nose wherever they want. The problem is, and it's like you said, and what Nash has said, I said this last week on the podcast that I was on. There are a lot of people who know nothing about wrestling making decisions about a wrestling product, and that is dangerous. We've seen that happen in the past, and every time it has been a freaking disaster. And to see this happening now with TKO and WWE, I can imagine some of the people in WWE who are hardcore wrestling people having a hard time dealing with TKO right now.
Well, things have changed, and that's it. That's another thing, our business hasn't changed, but things have changed, for us creative. There's certain things you can't do, and there's certain things you can do. Wrestling has always been based on, making people believe,
Right.
believe what they just saw or what happened. They believe that, and that's the way, I learned, from beginning, to where I am today. Make people believe, and if just like if somebody hits you, okay, why wouldn't you react to that? Because if somebody walked up to you in real life and punched you, what would you do? You would sell that. So you make it the same thing. It's the same thing. Somebody hit you in the ring, then you show that they hit you.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what Vince was real high on, people selling. And then I understood that because I come from the old school, and that's what they always taught you, selling. You can do more with a facial sometime than you can do with a punch.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you
back
know?
in the day of the NWA, we were talking about Robert Gibson a while ago, but the Rock and Roll Express,
Yes.
during those matches, man, you'd see Ricky out there just begging for help, please, please. And it was that selling that drew the fans in. And then Robert comes in like a house on fire,
Well,
you know.
that's what made the comeback mean something.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Everything happens need to mean something. So when Ricky finally made that's what we call the hot tag. Here comes Robert. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, now the people. I mean, that's the way it should be, and
Yeah.
it's not like that anymore.
No, unfortunately, it's not. And I understand it's a different product than it was back then. But
Yeah.
God, I still think the old way was much better than the new way. And that's not just the old Emmy. That's just as a viewer
Well,
of a consumer of the product.
well, here's the thing. Don't forget who brought you to the dance.
True.
It's just that simple.
True. Dave is in the room. Good to see you, Dave. Saying he was good to see us at Fan Fest. It was always good to see you, my friend. Always.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for checking in, player.
SICW. Let's see. Hang on. I got to get one out of here. Let's get this out of here. There we go. SICW saying, good evening, gentlemen. Thank you again for exceptional weekend at SICW Fan Fest 4. And as a matter of fact, I want to mention this, that while we were there, I did manage to get a little clip of something I wanted to share with everybody. This is the announcement towards the end of the night from Herb Simmons. Watch this.
But I'm going to tell you, this event right here today brought people together. I can't tell you how many of you stopped me and said, hey, it's great, it's fantastic. People who've been here for the first time, people who've been here for all 4 of them. And that kind of resonated with me. So I went down to the end of the hall to the young lady down there who was the manager of the hotel. And I said, I need to know something. I need to know how the hotel enjoyed this. And she said, Herb, I got to tell you. One, you and Brian, and where's Brian at? Is he in this building? Or did he go to sleep? Tell him to stick his head in the door. But when we first put this, I had 14 days to put this one together because we weren't doing the Fan Fest 4. JBL and Jerry Briscoe, some names you probably are aware of. And Tony, where's Tony? Is Tony in here? There's Brian. Yeah, I'm kicking your ass too. So she says, Crystal says, you know, but it meant it exceeded all of our expectations as far as the hotel, hospital, one thing about hospital, the hotel. So I said, if I am so inclined to do a Fan Fest 5, would you get on board with us? And she looked at me and she said, oh my gosh, we'd love to. So, I can tell you that Monday morning we will be talking with Crystal and talking about the security date for our Fan Fest 5.
So you heard it right there from the man himself. Fan Fest 5 is in the planning stages already. Teddy, that's great news.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you, Herb Simmons. What a great promoter.
Yes, and Zach is in the room. You can be a part of the show. All you have to do is just drop us a comment in the comment section. We'll throw it up on the screen. You don't have to get a super chat, no super stickers, anything like that. Just get it free by leaving us a question in the chat room. By the way, if you are in the chat room and you're saying hello, we love hearing from you, but it gets us a question as well sometimes. Sometimes it feels like we're just saying hello to everybody. But ask Teddy anything, absolutely anything. Let's see, Zach.
And we're still doing our hat giveaway. We do have some hats to give away.
Hang on for a minute. Why you tell them about that hat, Teddy?
Well, what do you mean tell them about that hat? It ain't all. Oh, man.
I had to reach to get a hat.
What is it? A super hat with wings or something? Tell them about that hat.
Well,
It's a regular hat, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is.
Now it doesn't sound like it has any value whatsoever. This is a limited edition, beautiful hat from Road Trip After Hours. Again, this is a limited edition. Only a few people can get this. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's a black hat. Good soft hat for wearing outside. Road Trip After Hours on the front. Give you a side view here as well. You see it's got the mesh back, but absolutely yours by simply leaving a question that Teddy likes the most. And at the end of the show, we'll find out which one that is. And that person will get themselves that very nice Road Trip After Hours exclusive limited edition cap.
Well,
Doesn't that sound better than what you did, Teddy?
Well, thank you for telling them all about that hat. Thank you.
And so get your questions in, Teddy. Don't forget to write down your favorite question, too, so you can remind me who we're going to talk with. National Apple Pie Day, Teddy and Mac. And Zach's always in here telling us what the special day is. Apple pie is one of my favorites, especially if it's got a good clump of vanilla ice cream on top. That's, man. All right, let's see. Dave is saying, let's see. Will JCW ever come to St. Louis? Me, Mike Harold would love to go. never say never. We'll be in certain areas near there. And I believe actually we have the gathering that's not far from St. Louis this year, somewhere in that area. I'm not sure, but I know there's talks about traveling in a lot of places that haven't been announced yet. And as soon as they are, we'll let you know more. But yeah, keep up with that. But we're looking forward to making a big swing of travel throughout the year. We also have Curly Man. He's in the room. Teddy saying hello. Also, Tyler Womack is saying, what a wonderful fan fest. Thanks for coming. Yeah, man, we had a blast.
Thank you, Tyler.
Brian is in the room. Brian Hickey saying, great fan fest last weekend. Yes, it was. Herb Simmons does it right every single time. Trenton's in the room saying hello. And Chad Driggers is the same thing. Hey, Chad. He's saying, good evening, gentlemen. And Kodiak, again, I'm saying, leave us some questions too now. Let's see, here's one. Kodiak, any Mark Henry stories on his strength, Teddy?
Yeah, I think one time Mark and I, we're driving to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and we stopped in this restaurant. We stopped to get food. And so during the wait for the food, the guy recognized Mark and myself, and so he come over and started talking to us. And so what he wanted us to do, not us, he wanted Mark to do, is to bend one of his frying pans, in the restaurant there, So Mark's agreeing to it right away. So I'm telling Mark, no, wait. I said, listen, if you bend that frying pan, he's going to have that in here for the rest of his life. And he's going to be showing that to people. Everybody come in. Only way we do that, I said, he pays for our meal. And this guy was so cheap till he didn't realize what that would have been worth to him. He wouldn't even pay for our meal. You know what I mean? So we didn't do it. Mark didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, get something out of it because you're asking a man to roll up a frying pan, which we all seen him do by now. But yeah, that'd been impressive. And to hang up in your place with a picture saying this is rolled up by Mark Henry. Yeah, there should be
people's going to be coming in looking at that for as long as that restaurant is open there. He's going to get recognition of that, and he didn't want to pay. I think our meal was $60 or something that.
Lower.
Yeah.
Snow Cloud Quicksilver saying you guys rock. And by the way, he's also saying any Big Daddy V stories. Now I know you've always told us the face one about the Viagra when you gave him Viagra. You got any other great stories with Big?
No, no. They don't get no greater than the Viagra stories. That's as good as they come.
Now, I'm not going to tell you not to tell the story because there are going to be people here going, wait a minute, I haven't heard it. So tell them real quick that story, Teddy, because it is fun.
Well, it's this way, we started selling him Viagra. And so the first time, he got some, I got to him, he got to him. And so he takes it right there. I'm like, Vince, no. I said, you're supposed to wait. Till get with a girl or something like that. So anyway, he takes it, and I guess about 15 minutes or so, I come back by, and I go to walk by, and he's calling me. He says, Teddy. And I walk over to him, and he's looking down at his stuff, and he's like, look at this. Who? I'm just keep asking it. Who's this? Who is this?
Whose dick is this? I can hear him saying, whose dick is this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was great.
Oh God. Mike saying, Teddy, Ken Patera told me years ago he worked Survivor Series 87 sick with the fever. How often did you have to work in an event sick?
Well, that was kind of left up to you. When you worked with Vince was, if you're alive, then you can get to work. That's how Vince looked at it. All right. Vince would be sick. I don't care what would be wrong. Vince is going to be there. So he kind of expected that out of you. So I worked I don't think I ever worked sick or nothing like that. Might not have felt good or something, but never sick. But I did work on my birthday one time. And I didn't think nothing about that. You know what I mean? Because I know Vince would have worked on his birthday. So, But the thing that he showed me that he appreciated it is he walked by me that day and he said, happy birthday, and kept on going. But so he let me know, hey, I know it's your birthday, but you're working. Thank you.
That's cool. Let's see. Ellen in the room, her and Buddy. I imagine both her and Buddy are watching. Buddy, good to see you, and you as well, Ellen.
Yes.
She's saying, hey guys, Buddy and I watch a crazy amount of wrestling. The shows on Monday and Friday, AEW, Impact, and shows like LFG. Do you guys watch much wrestling or have you seen enough? That's a good question, Teddy.
Oh God, I guess you never see enough, but
Well,
I don't watch it as much as I used to because I'm involved in a lot of other things, so it really doesn't kind of bother me now.
yeah, and I don't. I watch what I have to watch. If I know something's hot and we're going to talk about it on the show, I'll kind of watch something like that. It's hard for me to watch the shows nowadays because they have changed so much from what I enjoyed as a professional wrestling product. And today's product's not quite up to what I enjoy. And that's not a bad thing. It's just I'm from a different time and an era of wrestling that I enjoy. I get that. But yeah, I don't watch as much as I used to, not nearly as much as I used to. I kind of enjoy more the biographies and the stories of the wrestlers now more than I enjoy watching the actual product.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have SICW saying you made them believe last weekend. And I know they're talking about you, Teddy.
Okay.
We also have, let's see, let me get this one out of here. Buck Bresner in the room. Hey, Buck, saying good evening, gentlemen. And this is something we wanted to talk about, so I'm glad this is coming up. Pretty classy lady. That John Cena tournament sounds like somebody backstage was trolling the fans. Teddy and I were in St. Louis, and as soon as that announcement came out on the social media during that pay-per-view that night, Teddy and I were still working the show. And I just reached over and I showed Teddy what had just come across. And look here, I'm going to bring this up real quick because I've actually got it still on my phone. This is the big John Cena, the new championship that John Cena announced. And Teddy and I were shaking our heads when we heard this. It is a new championship, of course. It's main roster versus NXT stars. And fans are in charge of voting for the champion. Losers of matches can still become a champion if the fans vote them into the championship. Teddy, the first thing I said to you, and you just looked at me and shook your head, when did this stop being a competitive sport and became a fan voting championship?
Well, I mean, I've seen that in the past. They did stuff like this in the past where the fans have voted on it. So, I mean, this is nothing new, but
as a champion, though, I mean, I understand in fan voting what kind of match you might get or stipulations for a match, but the fans deciding who the champion is, first of all, that should be happening simply by listening to your fans while you're putting on a show and knowing who it needs to go to. You don't need to get the fans to send in the names. You can listen to the fans in the audience, but you don't do that. So now you want the fans to call or text, whatever it may be, to vote for the champion. That to me just is absolutely ludicrous to hear that. It's not a champ. I don't know how you didn't win the championship. It was handed to you.
Moving right along.
Yeah, man. All right, let's see. Ralph Dave. I'm sorry. Hi, guys. It's Ralph Dave from South Africa. I just love the show. Hey, man, we appreciate that very much, especially all the way from South Africa.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, player.
Stacy Davis, TKO is who drove me off from WWE. So GCW, JCW, and Pro Wrestling Revolver for me now. Love y'all both. Look, I appreciate that. I know the guys in JCW, the guys and girls, we certainly appreciate that very much. And, I think I mentioned this recently, but during the Vegas weekend of the collective, JCW was the second highest ticketed show and attended show in all of the shows there that weekend. And that says a lot for the guys in JCW. So hats off to everybody there for that. Let's see what else we have here. We got a lot of people in here tonight. It's good to see everybody in here. Share this around. And by the way, if you're just joining us, you want to be a part of the show, just simply leave us a comment and we'll give it up on the screen here. Chad saying old school will always be the way, guys. And that depends. Again, it all depends on your age and when you came up through wrestling. Patrick Gallagher. I know Mac works with Russo about you, Teddy. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, Patrick. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. So we'll move on here. You can throw us another one if you want. Medman Mick. Hey, man, Hope everyone is doing good tonight. I know Teddy and I are doing well tonight, and I'm sure you are too, Midman. Let's see. Chad Drigger saying, I need a hat. He must be bald. Let's see here. Midman Mick, I'm sorry. Teddy, I know it's hard to pick one. Best memories of working as a manager.
I guess probably my best memories working as a manager, I guess, would probably been when I got started with Butch Reed, God rest his soul, and Ron. And then I learned a lot so much, from Butch and Ron, because Butch, seasoned veteran when I'm breaking in right there. So it was just really great, not only, being a part of them, but learning from them, getting, all the knowledge that I can get. So just I think with Butch and Ron was really, really the thing. Skyscrapers were good too. I enjoyed Sid and Danny. They wasn't together too long because Sid, I think he got hurt or something like that, and then Taker had to step in. So, but there were just a lot of great times I enjoyed as being a manager.
SICW Wrestling saying, did Teddy have any worries regarding Big Nasty?
Not at all.
No, I can't imagine that at all. Yeah. Teddy already had an idea what was going to happen and where he wanted it to go. Robert Johnstone, I was the Canadian that won the Bruiser Brody sweater you auctioned. Well, congratulations, Robert. Man,
all right. That's thank you, cool.
Robert. Michael in the room saying, hi, Teddy, you are the GOAT. Who is some of your favorite general managers?
I have to say Gary Hart. Well, Gary Hart wasn't a general manager. I don't know. There wasn't too many general managers. I think Stephanie McMahon did a great job when she was in there. Kurt Angle was GM that one time. I thought he was super great. So those are the only really two that I really remember.
All right. I know a lot of you guys are in this room right now waiting to find out the news regarding Teddy and SmackDown inside WWE. So let's talk about that now, Teddy, because I didn't realize how much we're running out of time here. But this came from Sports Bash. The source is from Sports Bash. And it says, reports suggest that Teddy Long is set to return as the general manager of WWE SmackDown. Nick Aldis, who has served as SmackDown general manager since October of 2023, could soon step away from the role to focus on reviving his in-ring wrestling career at 39 years of age. Teddy Long previously ran SmackDown for nearly 8 years and became one of the most iconic authority figures in WWE history. The Hall of Famer is reportedly expected to lead the Blue brand into its return to a 2-hour format this June. Teddy, let's break the news and tell everybody the truth.
Have no idea. I know nothing about it. WWE has not contacted me, called me for anything.
Not a thing.
I don't know. I whoever started that, I appreciate you thinking about me, player, but
and it made its rounds too, because I sent it to Teddy. Teddy sent it to me. I know people sent it to me from all over the place saying, hey, what's the latest on this?
I just started laughing about it because I know that ain't gonna happen. So
I gotta tell you though, Teddy, when I think about it, that would be fun, even if it was only for several months or something, just to get a new flavor and to enjoy that program. I think that would be a blast. I know you wouldn't want to get on the road that often. I don't think, but
well, it's not like it used to be. There ain't no live events much now anyway. So you wouldn't be on the road. Maybe probably do TV. But like I said, man, I'm at home. I sleep in my own bed almost every night. I love doing that. I love going out doing the signings. Vegas. I was in Vegas for WrestleCon. I'll be in Minneapolis for SummerSlam. I'll be there for the signings. I just enjoy doing those, man, and getting on the plane, going back home. So I'm not one of these guys that don't know when to take the cape off. So I know when to take the cape off. So I had a great run, thanks to God and Vince McMahon. So I ain't bitter about a thing. So like I said, that ain't gonna happen. They ain't calling me. I guarantee you.
Chad Driggers, Mac, how much longer before you have to put a whooping on Vito? But seriously, how much fun is it working with him? Big Vito and JCW has been a blast to work with behind the scenes. And he has been given a lot of credit for carrying JCW where it is right now. He's played the perfect heel since he's been there. So I love him a lot when it comes to that. Now, we don't always get along backstage. He's actually jacked me on the wall a couple of times. And I've had to talk with Violent J about that, saying, not cool, not cool. And Jay just pretty much says, handle it yourself. So leave it at that. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? We got Wolfpack. Good to see you in here, brother. Yo, Mac and Teddy.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have here? This is coming from Curly, man. Hey, Teddy, what was your reaction when Mae Young gave birth to a hand?
What could your reaction be when Mae Young gives birth to a hand?
I still find it funny that Gerald Briscoe actually got sick during the filming of that. He legitimately threw up.
Well, Jerry, God, I love him. Jerry's weak. He's got that weak stomach. Any little thing will have him bring his lunch right back up, man.
Yeah.
So,
all you have to do is get around Jerry and go.
but see, back then, that was good stuff. See,
Oh, yeah.
we don't have none of that now. You know what I mean? Golly.
Yeah, the backstage segments like that really have disappeared from WWE programming. You'll see it in JCW, though. A lot of JCW's, the reason for the hype is because of backstage stuff, just like Teddy's talking about. It's not just wrestling. There's stuff going on behind the scenes, too, you get to watch that makes it entertaining, from start to finish of the entire show.
Right.
Trenton Ray saying, what was your guys' favorite match at Fan Fest 4?
I don't know. What favorite match?
I would say the one that he was involved in. That would be the one with Big Nasty and John and everybody else. I think the fans really enjoyed that match probably most of all that night, mainly because John being there and Big Nasty running his mouth.
Okay, I got what you're talking about. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Let's see. We are running out of time. We'll try to get.
But they had another match there that I like too. I think the Russian kid there that was related to Nikita Koloff. I think he was at ringside with him.
Yep.
That was a good match.
That was a good match. That was with the cowboy. He's going to kill me now. My mind's just not working right now as I'm trying to rush things out here. Teddy, what's your best APA story?
I guess the one that John has told everybody all over the world about the time that I left Ron Simmons in the snow.
I came back with JBL in a car going to the airport. So I had to ride with John on the way to the airport. And I brought that up. I said, John, let me ask you a question. I mean, and just be honest with me. The night that Teddy left, Ron Simmons sitting out in the cold, looking like a snowman by the time he returned. When Teddy drove off, did you wait a little while before you said, oh, by the way, Teddy, you left Ron back in the back just to give him a little more heat? And he told me right off, no. I was trying to tell him from the get-go. He just wasn't listening to me. He also thought you were really going to get killed that night. He said, Ron was not happy. He said, I had to tell him, he didn't really mean to do that, right? All right, let's see what else we got in here. Wolfpack Main saying, watch JCW Lunacy. Y'all, fun stuff. Hey, man, we appreciate that, Wolfpack Main. Let's see. Is this? I think it is. Yeah, Lily Hunter. Nice seeing you guys at Fan Fest in St. Louis. And Teddy, you would know her as the big, tall female wrestler in SICW. Yes.
Okay.
Very impressive. When she, this is a big woman. She'll stand next to me, and I'm just like looking up. It's just big woman. And I mean this in a nice way, not a bad way. Brian is saying, "Hey, players. Hope you're having a good evening." Sorry, guys. Some of the stuff's popping up a little bit slow here. Also, we have Dave saying, get Violent J to Fan Fest 5. I would love to see Violent J show up somewhere because he's never done one of those that I know of in recent memory, and I think he'd do well if he did. Also, we have Skylar Davis saying, good evening. Good seeing all y'all at SICW.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. And also we have Chad Virgin saying, hello from Albany, New York, home of the International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. I've been up there every year. I'm not sure if I'm there this year or not. I haven't heard much about that event yet. Also, we have Erica saying, so happy you got to see you guys this weekend. Right back at you.
Yeah.
You got to see me try to choke on a hamburger one night. Jeez, I don't know what. I was so hungry. I think I was trying to inhale the hamburger instead of eating it. Dave Crone, so you're going to SmackDown, Teddy, huh? No.
No, brother, that's just a big rib somebody's pulling out there. Believe me.
Let's see. Love both. Thanks, Teddy. That's from Medicine Man Vic. Lucky P. Larson, we saw this past weekend as well, saying, thanks for giving me the opportunity to outsmart little Joe Helms again. Lucky P, of course, always good to see you, buddy. Chad saying, I am very bald. Teddy was the ease. Teddy was the ease. And by the way, one of our guys that's in here, he's not in here. He goes, he's gotten upset with another guy for using the when he gets in there because it's not the actual. He says it's not spelled correctly. It's spelled So, he'll be in here sooner or later. I guess he usually comes in kind of late, so maybe he's working late. Patrick Gallagher, Vince Russo, if Teddy worked with him. I don't know what that means, really. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Chad saying the best GM, and he was the best GM. Let's see. This is Lucky again saying Teddy Long getting the rub, as I was trying to say, from working with Lucky P. And, Drew, it was a pleasure seeing you guys at Fan Fest. Thanks for all your hard work. We appreciate that, Drew. Guys, I wish I could keep going. We're about to really run out of time here. I got another show I got to do at 8 o'clock. Tim Johns, pleasure seeing you at Fan Fest 4 and having Mac on Falls Count Everywhere again. Fan Fest 5. Yeah, look here. I had a great time on the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Just before me, I was amazed. Mick Foley stopped by and just dropped in on their show and did something with them. But we had a great time talking about wrestling. I do that every year, and it's always fun to be a guest and just talk about wrestling. Sometimes that can be a really good time. And the guy that we were thinking about earlier, Teddy, that you said was probably your favorite, one of your favorite matches, was Neil Koloff versus the Big Texan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who it was. And that's coming in from Drew. Appreciate that, Drew. Let's see. I'm trying to say, is there anything else we can get in here? They also mentioned that they need to let Freight Train be the GM. That's from Chris C. Right. All right, we're out of time. Teddy, real quick before we get out of here, who are you picking this week to win the Road Trip After Hours? Cat, so you haven't even thought about this again, have you? You haven't thought about this for a second.
I've been sitting here thinking because we hadn't had too many questions, and then we've had more comments than we've had questions. So that's kind of hard. So tell you what I'll do. How about we get one to our good friend Chris Cobb.
Chris, is he here tonight? Hold on. Is he in here tonight, or are you just making up a name, Teddy?
No, what do you mean making up a name? It's right there, Chris Cobb Wright.
Okay, well, Chris Cobb writes, give me your information, shoot it over to me at macdavismail@gmail.com, and I'll make sure to get that out to you. Again, what's his name again, Teddy? Because I don't see the name that you're looking at. So
Chris Cobb.
Oh, you're the one that's on the screen right here. C-Dub. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. All right.
No, I'm just making up a name.
Yeah. Okay, C-Dub. Yeah, I got your information. Just contact me through Messenger. We'll make sure to get that to you, brother. Teddy, I've enjoyed it, man. We had a lot of folks in here tonight. We appreciate you being in here. We know you have other choices you can be doing it during this time. We tried to make this quick, fun, and easy, and you guys have continued to make this thing grow. Thank you very much. Subscribe, hit the notifications bell down below, and share this anytime you have a chance. Leave a comment, too, in the comment section, even after the show, because it helps with the algorithm. All right, that's it. This has been Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and that is WWE Hall of Famer not going to WWE SmackDown. He is the one and only best GM, Teddy Long.
Holla, players.